If my experience at the premiere hadn't solidified my aspirations to become a journalist, this luncheon certainly has, because today I get to introduce one of my personal journalistic heroes, Symone Sanders-Townsend. Not only is she an author, a seasoned Democratic strategist, the co-host of MSNBC's The Weekend, but she's a Girls Inc. legend and an alumna of Girls Inc. Omaha. One part of the Girls Inc. experience that I always appreciated was meeting the inspirational women leaders who look like me, but this was definitely the highlight. Not only does she look like me, but she is me, a powerful Girls Inc. girl with a voice that she's not afraid to use. A Girls Inc. girl who shares my passion for social justice and storytelling. And most importantly, a Girls Inc. girl who wants to make this world a better place. When I got to meet Symone, I realized that there was more to this than simply shared sisterhood. Some things that both her and I share in our Girls Inc. experience is learning about the importance of being our authentic selves and advocating for yourself. She reminded me to lean into who I am and to all that makes me unique. This is something that she practices daily, being a Black role model on television in a space that lacks representation. She also talked to me about how, as a storyteller, she tries to put marginalized voices at the forefront of her work, which is exactly what I seek to do within my school's journalism and what Girls Inc. has done for me. Symone, thank you for your words of wisdom and for all you do to inspire the new generation of leaders. Please help me welcome to the stage Honoree and Girls Inc. alumna, Symone Sanders-Townsend.
Another round of applause for Miss Aubrey. So great, okay. She just had a little outline and some notes. You know, Aubrey has command of the situation. First, let me say thank you. Thank you to Dr. Hull. Thank you to my Girls Inc. family, the board, for this honor. I have been to one of these luncheons as a Girls Inc. National Scholar, and I got the opportunity to introduce, you know, the really great honorees, and I've been to the LA luncheon, the New York luncheon, and the people that they decide to honor are really amazing folks that are driving forward in their respective careers and communities, and they are usually more senior than I am. And they have done a lot more things than I have done. So when I saw Dr. Hull recently and she said they wanted to honor me, I was like, it's not necessary. This is truly, truly, truly a great honor. You know, we are talking about the 160th anniversary of Girls Inc. And to put that in perspective, Girls Inc. was founded in 1864. In the aftermath of the Civil War, to support women and girls who were experiencing upheaval after the Civil War. That is the history of Girls Inc. They wanted to create a place where young girls and women could come together to find sisterhood that would underscore their capacities and capabilities of who they are, that would let them know that they are enough, that they can be independent, that they too have a place in society and in this world, and that's what Girls Inc. has continued to do over all these decades later. That is what Girls Inc. did for me. I always like to say that I was always good, but Girls Inc. helped make me great. That is true. I'm not telling y'all nothing that is not the truth. I am from North Omaha, Nebraska, and my mother she owned her own business, and she worked from home. And so my sister and I, when we would get out of school, my sister is about 23 months younger than I, my mother would pick us up and she would take us home. But a lot of the other girls at our school, when the let out happened and we're all standing outside waiting for the pickup, there were a group of girls that would always get on the van. Y'all, where the Girls Inc. girls at? Y'all know about the van? Get on the Girls Inc. van and would take them to Girls Inc. They would come back the next day, every day, talking about the things they did at Girls Inc., the programs, the places they went. So my sister and I told my mother, well, we want to go to Girls Inc. And my mom was like, look, I don't know. I'm like, we want to go to Girls Inc. Everybody else is going to Girls Inc. We want to go to Girls Inc. My mother is a serial entrepreneur, and so one of her many jobs has been to be a wedding coordinator. And she happened to be coordinating the wedding of the woman who was a program director of Girls Inc. Omaha at the time, Miss Angie. So I was like, well, now you know Miss Angie, can we please go to Girls Inc.? My sister and I got to go to Girls Inc. I started going there when I was about 10 years old, and it changed my life. Girls Inc. was the place that I got introduced to the nitty-gritty of the political process through the Sheep Votes program. Girls Inc. they took me on my first trip to Washington, D.C. Girls Inc. was the place where I got interested in media literacy. Through the media literacy program, we literally wrote, produced, and edited our own PSAs, one of which won a national award, by the way. It's called Girls Have the Right to Be President. Girls Inc. was a place where I honed my speaking ability to the point where everybody that really knows me now from back home, they think it is hilarious that someone pays me to speak anywhere, but especially on national television. And they thought it was real funny that I was a spokesperson at the White House, because when I was a young girl at Girls Inc., people used to tell me I talk too fast, too loud, and too much. Because I would talk like this, and I had really something very exciting to say. I'd be like, oh my God, I really have to do that. And they'd be like, please, slow down. We don't understand what you were saying. And it was at Girls Inc. of Omaha. They do a luncheon every year, and they've had some just really amazing people come and speak at the luncheon, like Warren Buffett, President Obama when he was a senator, First Lady Michelle Obama, all of the Clintons, Dr. Maya Angelou, literally everybody has been. And the year that they announced that former President Bill Clinton was going to be the speaker, I said, I want to be the girl that introduces Bill Clinton. And folks were like, well, this is a job for a public speaker. And I'm like, I am a public speaker. And so the staff at Girls Inc. of Omaha, they said, well, if you want to be the young woman to introduce former President Clinton, we got to do some work. And we need to demonstrate that you are, in fact, the public speaker. We know you can do it. And so I volunteered for everything that I could, all of the programs. You know, the girls and girls in here know sometimes we got to go to the presentations and help sell the program. So people know what they are getting when they give to Girls Inc. And so I started volunteering to go to those presentations, because you could get out of school sometimes and get a good lunch. Wasn't mad about it. And we went to give this one presentation maybe a week before they were going to make the announcement of who the young lady was going to be who would introduce former President Bill Clinton. And I did well, okay? I knocked that thing out the park. I knew I did good. I went back to school satisfied. And I walked into the center later that day, and there was a note for me at the front desk, and our executive director at the time, her name was Roberta Wilhelm, and they said, Miss Roberta wants to see you. And I said, well, what did I do? They said, Miss Roberta would like to see you. I go upstairs to visit Miss Roberta, and I said, well, what happened, Miss Roberta? Did we not like what I did earlier? Because I thought I did well. And she said, you did do well. You are actually going to be the girl that will introduce former President Clinton at our luncheon this year. And I was very excited. I said, great, who's writing my remarks? She said, no one. This is a one-woman band. You will need to write your own remarks. So I wrote my remarks down. I practiced. They sent them to they were like, the Secret Service has to review these. Now I know that was not true. Okay, haven't worked up in there. The Secret Service is not reviewing nothing, y'all. Let me tell you. It ain't them. But we sent the remarks somewhere, and someone somewhere read them and thought it was lovely. The day of the luncheon, I get there, I'm excited, but I'm nervous because so many people have told me before that I'm not a public speaker. But Girls Inc. gave me the opportunity to demonstrate that I was. I did a good job at that luncheon, I would say, so good that I got an internship. I got a scholarship and an internship that summer, which was great because I thought I wanted to be a judge, obviously. Internships matter because I'm not a judge. But it helped me figure it out. Shout out to Girls Inc. And President Clinton went on to write about me in his book, Giving, how each of us can change the world from that interaction that we had there. And if not for the opportunity that Girls Inc. provided to literally let me know that I am who I think I am, I don't think that I would be standing here today. So Girls Inc. is very near and dear to my heart. My first DC internship was at Girls Inc.'s public policy office in Washington, D.C. It is the work that this organization does, the confidence that it instills in young women, the support that it provides when you're doing well and when you are doing wrong. The ladies in the room know what I'm talking about. The young lady Girls Inc. girls. It is unfounded. So I cannot thank you all enough for such an honor. And the people in this room, you all are supporting the work of an amazing organization. That in a day and time where literally there are so many forces and people telling young women that maybe they just belong in the kitchen, or that they don't really have something to say, that their voices aren't really valued. Girls Inc. is there telling young women all across this country that they are, in fact, strong, smart, and bold, that their voices matter, that their presence is important, and that this world needs them. So thank you all very, very much for this honor. And I'll be back later because you know what? At Girls Inc., everybody has to work. So not only am I getting an award, I will also be moderating the fireside chat. Thank you.